Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Nick's real talk is real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, so dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, like the lake, Anthony Mace. We drink the logo when there's airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Nick City drip. There's 50 Jacksons on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars that shine like stars divine on Mount Mars. Nick's real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Nick's real talk right here. I'm representing
Nick's real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Nick's real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Nick's real talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Nick's real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Salute, everyone. What's good? Nick's Real Talk. We in the building, man. About to get it popping for the night on this beautiful Saturday. We in here, Summer League. Knicks had a game yesterday in Las Vegas, man. 101 to 88. We're going to get into all that, break all that down. Youngins was out there doing their thing last night, man. It was a good thing to see. Defense was on fire. They was locking it down. So it was a good thing to see out there. Ferry and Hunt, Jericho, Sims, McBride, Grimes, Jeffries. All them cats was doing it yesterday, man. So it was nice to see the whole Knick contingent was in the building out there in Vegas. Scott Perry, Dolan, all of them, man. The players, Julius, everybody, man. With a family affair out there. Knicks represented real well out there in Vegas yesterday. On top of that, the team had got it popping, man. And when I came out there and played, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of players stepped up and did their thing, man. Real talk, and I was really glad to see that. The way they came out and played last night. Salute to the chat first and foremost. You already know what it is, man. The chat is where it's at. They're in the building. Salute to out there, wherever you're streaming in from, man. Appreciate you coming in here with Nick's Real Talk tonight to get it popping. My partner crying, I'm gonna be up in here later, man. But right now it's your hostess with the most, man. I'm here to talk about it, man. We hadn't had a game since April 10th. Like I said, last night Knicks was in Vegas, man. It was good, beautiful thing to see. The energy, defense. It was just phenomenal. It was good to see. It felt good to see some New York Knicks basketball back in the building, man. You know, after being out on a hiatus for about 3 months, I guess, because of the season was ending about 3 months ago. But it was good to see them guys getting out there, getting their thing on, man. I was happy about the way the game started, happy the way it finished. The defense was on point last night. That was really good to see, man. So it was good to see some good Knicks basketball overall. They won the game, which is important as well. But it was great to see the whole contingent out there, man. They represented the Knicks was in Vegas in the building heavy last night. I mean, everybody was in the building, man. I mean, you know what was so crazy about that atmosphere last night was like going to one of them high celebrity clubs, all the stars in the building. Because until about every sports franchise in there was up in there last night. Lakers, LeBron James was up there. You seen Draymond Green up in there. So, but the whole Knick contingent had that thing on lock, though, man. I was like, okay, that's what I want to see, man, that family affair. And that's what it was last night, so I'll salute to the Knicks. But let's talk about the game, though, man. 101-88. Like I said, the Knicks came out the gate on fire with the defense. It was in lockdown mode. Jericho Sims controlling that paint. And, you know, it was nice. McBride up top. You know, in Summer League, just want to see how what they're working on, how good they're getting. They haven't played basketball in a while, so you know they're not going to be at their best. But other than practicing against each other, you know, and to get to where you at today. In Summer League, but for it to be that was a competitive game, one of the better competitive games I've seen in Summer League in a long time. That was competitive, man. Out of all the ones I watched so far, not many, but that was a real competitive game, man. They came out from minute one, man, just second one and got at it. So it was real good to see. Let's talk about it, man. What can we say about the young contingent that was there on the court? They came out to play. My brother Shaw Powers, what's good, fam? Shaw, you hear me? Yeah, but he'll get that together, man. Yeah, absolutely, man. It was impressive, man. That defense intensity was on point. Like you said, cash out. They went out.
I'm working it out.
Now, okay, there you go. I hear you now. Yeah. But it was good, man. That defense was on a point cash out. Them cats was locking in. McBride at the top. You had my man Jericho down there. Farian Hunt was doing this thing, 7 steals. It was amazing. He balled out as well. Granted, only summer league, but it's competition a little different than the NBA. But that's any indication how we gonna play in the regular season. Getting back to that defense that we played last night, I think the Knicks could be pretty good this year, man. If they come out the way they played last night on the NBA level. But let's talk about it, man. Jericho Sims, jumping Jericho. Everybody was hyped off the Jalen Dorn and stuff, man. But that kid, listen, but Jericho Sims came to play last night. He came to play. Looks pretty impressive, man. He worth every bit of that $2 million they gave him. He earned his contract, man. I got to give him his flowers last night. The young man earned it last night. Lob City Part 2 out there with that man. Rebounding, round the basket, 2 block shots. It was really impressive last night. So salute to Jericho Sims, man. Well deserved. What you doing? If you bring that into the season, we're gonna have some problems. Because we're gonna have to get him in the lineup. You know what I mean? And get him in the rotation. So we might have to try to do some wheeling or something just to free up some spots. You know what I mean? Because that young man, you just don't want to see that be situational. You don't want to see that be situational. If he continue on the stream that he was on the way he did yesterday, and coming out of his last season, he was starting to get into his groove as a New York Knick coming out of his rookie year. He started producing pretty well at the end of the season, man. Getting his foot wet when everybody went down, he had to fill in that center spot. He held it down pretty well, man. So salute to Jericho Sims, but man, that kid got sprained for days. I mean, it's unbelievable the way that boy get up off the ground. I was like, pogo stick, whatever. He was up there. So it seemed like he been working on this game a little bit in the off season. And what I did like about what I seen from him, Shop Powell, can you hear me? Shall I have a technical?
Yeah, my volume not working, Divine. I'm gonna keep messing with it. Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Okay, I hear you, but you're good now. But yeah, man, Jericho Sims was there last night, man. He really showed me something, man. He kind of continued off of what he did last year, worked on a few things. I seen him at the beginning of the game with something interesting. Looked like he's about to put the ball on the floor and get somebody. And I don't know what disrupted the play in the process of that happening, but the young man put the ball on the floor. It looked like he was about to shake and go down the middle. And I can't recall. I don't know what happened at that, but it was good to see him that type of skill set that we were trying to display last night. But he locked that middle down. He made it hard on them cats down and Golden State. Kaminga went to try to throw one on him. Jericho Sims like, nah, brother, I got hops. Got up there and altered that shot, blocked it, whatever. They put Kaminga in pretty much of a donut last night. So salute to Jericho Sims, man. I would love to see him, man, if they do somewhere down the line that they could wheel and deal, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to see him being a backup power forward. If it's Mitchell Robinson, Harkenstein, Julius Randle, and my man Jericho Sims coming behind, I'm good with that because I think Harkenstein makes up with the shooting on from the outside with Sims in there. And but man, that would be awesome as well. So I think Knicks got a good problem in the hand for the next 3 years. Young man gonna be a problem. I can see him getting better every year, man. He's that dude right there. But that cat can jump though. He really can, man. He got a ball. He can get up in the air, man. Salute to Jericho Sims. He had a great game last night overall. And then obviously let's talk about my man Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes came to play last night. He started off a little from his shooting percentage wasn't too great, but once he got in his rhythm in that second half of the game, started driving the ball. Defense was there. He was knocking it down. Yeah, facts. But he gonna be all right. Quentin Grimes gonna be good. I like that defense and intensity in the backcourt. Like I said, he gets up in his man. He was grilling these cats up. He is, man. That is crazy to see these young boys playing like that, man. And I think the Knicks got a good problem in their hand. And I think that starting 5 last night: McBride, Grimes, Trevor Keels, Farian Hunt, and Jericho Sims. I think that's the 5. Well, them the other 4 players that I know would be on that roster. I think them the guys right there. To me, the ones who started last night is the ones I think the Knicks will bring up to their main roster. We know the 3 that already been there already: Grimes, Sims, but I think Farian Hunt and Keels. But I tell you what, that boy Jeffries, impressive. He was impressive. That cat was he got some game with him. So I would like what I seen for Jeffries. But just looking at that starting 5 last night, they was pretty impressive, man. Obviously there they go right there. McBride, he was dogging out. His 3-ball looked decent. At the beginning of the game, they started, a little rusty because that happens when you first starting to get into a game. Ain't played in a while, but once they settled down, they got their groove on the offense. They started running. All 5 of them boys. Keels, he didn't have a great percentage shooting game, but I seen his qualifications. I seen what he could do with the ball. He could put the ball on the floor. He got bully ball in him. Had a nice 3-ball to open up the game with Grimes. So he got potential too. So that's what you want to see last night. Just them guys with that potential that they have to get it popping. And I think they did. I think they showed us what it could be moving forward if that whole Knicks team could play with that energy. That was impressive last night, man. So what a salute to them. But getting back to the guy I was talking about, like I said, my man Farian Hunt, he got something with him too. He got a little game. I think he makes the roster, no problem. I think he definitely makes the roster. So I got a feeling to be RJ, Cam Reddish, and Farian Hunt at the 3-ball for New York as of right now. Anyway, from my prediction, I think that cat makes the team. His defense is special. He hustles. And it's, like I said, the summer league. Granted, it ain't like a major competition, but it's still competition. And so the same thing you do on the other guy on the other side of the ball play just like you play. So it's not, you want to get competition. They did it well last night. You know what I mean? So when you get to hopefully when they get to the next level, get back up here where the big dogs is at, they can still show some of the same qualities. You know what I mean? Same tendencies and to make that Knicks team better. But I'm happy with the starting 5 last night. I like what they were doing. And that defense was special, like I said earlier. So we just got to keep it going. But Farian Hunt, that's nice. Athletic, two-way. I like that. I like him, what he showed me last night. Let's see if they can do it with some consistency moving forward. Tomorrow, they got another game. Let's see if they can go in there and get that popping and they can beat somebody there. But they're playing for a ring in the summer league now. So now we should take this thing serious. Might not be serious to us, but to them guys now, and I like the NBA, they be trying to do things. Now you got the summer league championship. They get a ring. We ain't had one. Let's see if our boys can go in and compete. There's some nice teams down there, but I like what we brought to the table last night. So let's hope that we can continue this journey, man, and keep better, keep developing your skills, working on your game through summer league. That way, when you get to training camp, you got a lot of the kinks out of your game. Now it's all about going to the competing now for a roster spot or a rotation spot. So they keep playing these 5 games of summer league. That's good going into August, and then next thing you know, a month or two, whatever, a month or something like that, they're back in training camp, ready to get it popping. So let's hope these boys keep doing their thing and keep just getting better. But I do like what I see right there from those guys. I think Farian Hunt, he'll be there. Like I said, Quentin Grimes, we know we're getting Quentin Grimes already. Ain't nothing new in the sun with him. But I like what he brought to the floor last night. He started off a little edgy, like I said, hit the first 3 of the game, but then, he started shooting not too good, but he got it back together. And that's what it's all about. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. So, he went in the second half of the game, regrouped and recuperated, came back out and got his mind right. Then he showcased 20-something points. He was getting down last night, man. So salute to my man, Quentin Grimes. He was really out there doing his thing last night. And that's what you like to see, man. And let's hope they can keep it going. And let's talk about the other man in the room, man. McBride. McBride knocked down some nice threes last night. Still got that tenacity that you have on defense, staying in front of your man. He got that tenacity too. You know what I mean? So that was good. But I like that 3-stroke. It's interesting with him. Is this going to be one of those guys that we know he's going to be on the team, but is he going to crack the rotation? Knicks is a pretty deep team when it comes to the positions that they have available. So, we know with Derrick Rose still being here, how's that going to benefit the brother Quentin Grimes? Because you obviously know Jalen Brunson's going to be that number 1 starting guard for us. Then you got obviously Derrick Rose if he's still here or quickly. So how does Tibbs do this thing with McBride? Is he just going to be out of the rotation but be on the squad most likely so far? Like I said, unless the Knicks do some wheeling and dealing and strength some of these players for how many you have at a position where they can play. It's going to be interesting. But he showed me something last night, showed me what he could do. He got a little better to me last night compared to last year because we didn't see him a lot. But I did like he stayed aggressive, putting the ball on the floor. Last year, he wasn't too aggressive unless he was on a fast break. But in the half court, it looked like he tried to, keep the ball dribbling, get in the lane a little bit. So I did like that about my man's game last night, that he did show me that compared to last year when he wasn't really doing it too much. Yeah, Kev, I kind of feel the same way to me. I really do. I think that might be the case, deep as this team is. You know what I mean? But it's interesting to see really because I like McBride. I like what he brings. I mean McBride what he brings to the table. But it's gonna be hard with the amount of guys we got here. Shot Powers, you in building? Yeah, man. But other than that, man, I like what I seen from him, and I think he came to play last night. The whole team came to play. Defense was there, man, on point. They was really scrapping, and I like the ball movement. And don't get me wrong, Moses Moody got off, and McClain got off a little bit. But other than that, we pretty much kept them cats in captivity, man. We made it hard for Kuminga last night. Not saying that every night, because you know that man can get down, so he about to bounce back against another team. But against the Knicks last night, I think Jericho Sims at that center spot gave them boys some problems down there last night. He disruptive, and even the guys who came in after him, the guy James, I think his name was, looked decent. He really looked decent. So I'm happy with that. And Montero didn't get a lot of burn, but I think Jeffries and Keel, them guys they solid. That dude Jeffries, I don't know where he came out of, where they Knicks brought him in from, but I do know that young man, he got some talent right there. He got some it in him. What I mean by that, he got a little dog in him, and I like the way he played. Like I said, for it to be a summer league game, he kind of held his own yesterday. So I mean that was real nice to see the Knicks won 101-88. Straight out dominant performance on the defense end. The summer league, and that's what you want to see. Just set the tone early, and play for something. So I look like they're trying to play for that thing, man. And I'm hoping they can go out there tomorrow, get another win. But I like what I've seen out there guys so far. So salute to the summer league team. They got it popping last night. That was a good game, man, all the way around. And the atmosphere was off the chain. The whole conglomerate was up in there, all the way from Dolan all the way down to Clam Reddish, Julius Randle, quickly Obi, all of them was up in the building. Obviously, you know that RJ can't be there because he's across the borders, represent with Canada, trying to get it popping in that league over there. So salute to RJ Barrett. But your contingent was up in there heavy last night. Sha, how you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro. What's going on with you?
Man, salute Divine, salute Chad. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. We're going over that summer league thing. That was impressive to see last night. I watched every bit of it. I was happy for what I seen. I really did. I mean, it all around from the players to just to the whole organization being up in that building. That was a lot of love up in there last night. And I see my man sitting right next to Leon Rose, him and Cam Reddish sitting next to each other, talking. They talking. He analyzed what's going on. Scott Perry right there, Julius there. They got some flicks on they got some clicks on Twitter. I'll show you, man, how they was all. It was Julius Randle, Obi, quickly, and Cam. I think I said Cam Red quickly,
and his son.
Yeah, that was beautiful to see, man. That's family. That's a family affair up in there. So let's hope that didn't carry over to the regular season, man. But it was all good though.
Yeah, I was glad to see a lot of the game yesterday. Yeah, I was glad to see a lot of the game yesterday, man. I seen how they fair weather. They got out of the league. Let Golden State take the lead back and end up winning the game with a good win yesterday. A lot of defense out there and a lot of surprise players that we watched yesterday. Happy for Grimes, and I'm happy for Ferry and Hunt.
Yeah, Parrish. I kind of agree with you on that. They definitely 12 deep, man. I mean, I like that squad. I like the squad they got down there. And I think they're gonna come back and do something this year, man. I think Julius bounced back. I think RJ gonna have it. I think Brunson gonna have it. I think Grimes if Grimes gonna be that dude at the 2, which I'm kind of hoping that we always talking about. But that dude brings something to the table with that defense and that shooting. And granted, everybody have off nights. That's the first game they played in a while. But once he got it going, you see what he got. That stroke is bananas. And the cat can get to the lane. People always talk about 3-and-D. He big. He much more than that. I think people underestimate that he's not a 3-and-D guy. He's just all around guard who can get it. He put the ball on the floor pretty well. He get to the lane. I think his burst is pretty interesting to me. Quentin Grimes, Shop House, seems like he got a lot of burst in his legs. Because as soon as he touches something, he out. Or as soon as he go, he can get off the floor quick to me. And he does it like at ease, man. So I'm really impressed with Quentin Grimes, what I see from him.
I mean, he's a big guy, man. Semi-athletic, 6'5", can shoot the jumper, so you got to play defense on him. If he gets that first step on you and put that body in between you and the ball, it's almost impossible for him to be stopped. You've seen that going downhill when he went on that one-on-one after that fast break, and he went up against the guy and he laid it up with the left hand on the left-hand side. I mean, that's some of the things that we want to see from him this year. So hopefully he could bring that into fruition this year. And I believe his percentage yesterday was because they probably haven't played like a quote unquote regular whistle style basketball in a little bit of time. But like you said, Devon, once he got on the road, once he started shooting it, man, he started hitting it. For him to come out and haven't really played no real basketball, and I mean no real referee like basketball and a little bit of time, the percentages could get better, and I'm pretty sure it will in the next game tomorrow.
Yeah. Real talk, man. And what do you think, man? What do you think do you think he's gonna be in a role? He's gonna start, or you think they're gonna try to just get in? You think he's gonna be in starting lineup this year? From what we've seen and what I've seen with the way we probably constructed, what do you think about Grimes? You think he might come off the bench this year, or he gonna start? Chat what y'all think about Grimes, man. You think he's starting?
Well, I believe he's going to come off the bench if we hold on to Fournier. He's going to be in the second unit. If I think Fournier, I'm hoping that we could probably maybe transition him to another team and stuff like that. I think it's a little unlikely that he goes to another team. I don't want to underestimate Fournier game. I believe if with Brunson on the court, he will probably get more of that screen and roll, pop and pick things more like he likes the ball. So it could work out with him. And this will be something like we were looking for last year with Kemba and Fournier. But Brunson is a much better facilitator than I believe that Kemba is. So it could possibly work. I want to see Grimes in the starting unit, but I believe that with Fournier there, Grimes will start in the second unit with D Rose and IQ. I think that'll be the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. We understand when you come from Paris. We understand that very well, brother. But still, somebody got to start the game, so we got to talk about it. But for me, it's interesting because I do think that's still the elephant in the room, the Fournier thing. And I like it, because I think as we construct it right now, if Fournier stay and Derrick Rose stay, you're not going to see some people. You know what I mean? We're going to be disappointed when we say Tibb might not play the young guy, but where are they going to be able to play him if we keep these guys back who are important to the team? Like, Fournier going to have to start and be the backup too. You know what I mean? Rose going to have to be the backup one. I mean, so that means McBride. I'm not saying quickly. There's no way, because I'm thinking quickly should be up in there. But it makes even the Cam Reddish situation. What you have to play this dude because he in a contract year, and you got to play him. But if you keep these guys we talking about, then it's gonna be hard. You might not get to see Sims a lot. You know what I mean? Because if you got let's go over that right quick, and then you understand what we're talking about real quick. If you got Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, Julius Randle, Obi, RJ, Cam, if you go Fournier, Grimes, or quickly, then you go Brunson, Derrick Rose, somebody getting left out of that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of, thinking about, do we think this thing is done? And that's why I'm hoping they could have pulled out the sign and trade. You know what I mean? Shot Powell, that got one, like I said, there's not even a knock on Fournier. But I think because of the emergence of Quentin Grimes, what he could do for us, I think it makes it kind of expendable to me. You know what I mean? But it's not really not. We talk about this all the time, and I don't want to harp on it, but that's why I said I keep saying we're a deep team, because after the 11 guys I just named, ain't nobody who else gonna crack the rotation.
Yeah, the elephants in the room. What they're gonna do with Fournier? Fournier holds up Grimes. It puts Grimes and Reddish to battle against each other. It is what it is. I mean, maybe. Even if we put Grimes in the starting unit and put Fournier in the second unit, that takes straight away from Reddish. Reddish is going to be the odd man out, I believe. I don't think they're going to sit Fournier on the sideline making $19 million and being like that. I to this day, I do not believe that Fournier wants to come off the bench I mean, they make him, maybe talk him into it, but I do not believe Fournier feels that he is a number two coming off the bench. I don't think he thinks that, and I might be wrong, but I think that's going to be a hard fit for Fournier. The three guys that you're going to have to try to rotate their positions is Fournier, Grimes, and Reddish. How you going to do it? I don't know. You know what I mean? If you put Fournier into the starting unit, that puts Grimes into the second unit, that puts Cam out of the second unit. Unless you're going small or unless D Rose is not there. I mean, even with D Rose not being in there, I mean, I would then if D Rose is not there, then you could start IQ, Grimes, and then Reddish, or then you could start that in the second unit. So, if it's not Fournier to go, maybe there might be a move for D Rose. Now, I really don't want D Rose to go because I think he's a great mentor to these young guys that are coming into the league, these young boys on the team. But if it's either going to be Fournier or Reddish, Fournier or D Rose, one of them got to go.
Yeah, that's going to be real. Like I said, me watching the game last night, seeing the cats there, seeing Cam Reddish there, man, I was like, why would y'all bring this man to this thing? You know what I mean? And being amongst the family, and then you people talking about they might trade him. I mean, I don't think you would do that to him. You know what I mean? Just out of respect, like, listen, man, we ain't gonna keep you. So why bring you here and take pictures with the fam? You all up here with the main heads. You know what I mean? You ain't up here. He up there with the bosses. You know what I mean? So Cam Reddish got to be on this team. I just don't see you. I don't see the Knicks, and I don't think they that petty to say, okay, you come out the summer league with us, be around the whole contender city boys play. The next thing you know, we don't need you no more. I don't know if that would be so. So I honestly, that's where really now that we got to think about the IQ situation. IQ gonna play. Him and Obi gonna be in that. That's what's so interesting to me. He got to play. Manuel quickly earned the right to be a New York Knick, whether he started or backing up. He got to get his time on that court. Him and Obi Toppin next year. So that's what's so crazy because now you're talking about. Who if you quickly getting his minutes, Obi getting his minutes, and Ray Shaw Powell instant, Fournier got to get his minutes, Grimes got to get his, and that still leaves Sims out of the lineup. It leaves Sims out. It leaves McBride out, and it's possibly one of them other Grimes, one of them dudes out there. So I'm wondering, it got to be some deal. I think the Knicks was banking on the side of trade. I think they really want to get that sign and trade done with Dallas to free up a roster spot, and it still can happen because that thing is not even settled yet. You know what I mean? Until going in maybe next week. Once the Noel and Burks thing clear, then I think Knicks is good to go with that. So maybe hopefully by next couple of days, the Noel and Burks deal in Detroit is finalized, then they could move on. And get this thing wrapped up with Jalen Brunson. But, I'm hoping that they can pull a sign and trade. And from hearing Mark Cuban and all them guys last night, like they happy, they no hard feeling, blah, 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 this and that. Sometimes it makes you think they want to clear it, because we do a lot of business with them guys. You know what I mean? I think we got a lot of Knicks players on Detroit. Not on Detroit, I meant to say on Dallas. So they always had a good rapport. You know what I mean? So hopefully that thing, we hear the news about the tamper and all that, is not the deal, and they got to take one of these players back, but we can free up a roster spot. That's where I'm trying to get at. Maybe with that Brunson sign a trade, we can free up a player because he got to come in, and we can bring somebody out that maybe that we can free up a roster spot at least.
I mean, I still think with Taj leaving to go to Washington or something like that, we're still down two men if I'm not mistaken, about two men on the roster right now. Like I think we only have 12 or 13. I mean, aside from the 10, we got Deuce McBride. And who else? Who else is coming off? Who's the third team unit now? I don't think we really have. We only got Deuce there. Reddish, if he doesn't start, if he's not in the first or the second unit, I think we're still down 2 or 3 players that we need to pick up to make a 15-man roster. So it's still a lot of willing and dealing that the Knicks really got to try to bring into fruition. And it's still, they got a lot of time and stuff like that. I think everything is waiting for some of these bigger trades to manifest, to see what those mid-level fish are still out there that we could grab up right now. Because if I'm not mistaken, we only have 12, maybe 13 people on the roster right now, signed contracts. I think we're still out of 2 players now that the 3 guys that we traded are gone. The Kemba, Noel and Burks, and now Taj Gibson. That's 4 players.
And the Sendo.
And I think So I mean, I think we're still, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're still going to need to pick up at least 2 more players to finalize the roster.
Yeah, I think Farian Hunt get that the way he playing. He looked like he earning it so far. So I think Farian Hunt get that spot and maybe kills. Maybe the kills. But like I said, they ain't gonna get a lot of time down there, man. That's people think I'm tripping when I say the Knicks is a deep team. I'm not talking about from a skill set level. I think they got to play at every position, and they got a lot of players who can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks got guys with a lot of versatility. I mean, literally. I mean, Randall. I think Randall. He's so slim down. He can even play the 3.
I to jump to bandwagon on you, Divine, man. I see when you see him yesterday, man. I was like, dang, Randall, what you like 2 or some change or chisel rock over there? He was looking real slim and trim, man. Maybe this might be the year that he might move into that 3 position, and we put Obi in the 4 position. Now we got the 3 and the 4 right there. Who knows, right? That'll change up the whole perspective. That'll change everything, and that would change everything. But we wishing right there. But he did look real slim, real chiseled in the face. His shoulders look real full. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens this year. I knew this year was going to be the year that he really comes back and tries to, reacclimate himself because of the year that he had last year. And we all harp on him. We all kill him. He didn't come into shape last year, but right around the beginning of the start of the last season, he was having a baby. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured he wasn't going to be able to go out to the gym, go out to this place or go work out, go out and do his reps in this place and do all of this stuff. So like I said, I'm not. If we made a trade for Randall to move, I'd be okay with it. And if Randall stays this year, I'd be okay with it. So he looks like he's ready to play this year. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. You know what? Salute to my man Marv on the other side. Marv, salute to the whole chat, Parish, everybody, Cash Out, Aboriginal Fabian. Salute to all you guys, man. Salute for being up in here, man. Real talk. But you know what, Randall? So I seen this on somebody threw this line out. I think it was on Twitter or something. They threw it out there. They had Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, because Julius looked so slim. They had him at the 3, RJ and Jalen Brunson.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
That was a pretty team right there. I'm like, man, the 3, if Randall can get back to shooting the way he shot that 3 ball, him and RJ the year before last year, when they all was up in the high 37s and the 40s, then but that's a nice athletic team, though. I mean, that's a big team. Finally, you got putting Obi in that lineup and moving RJ back to 2, other than Jalen Brunson, you got a pretty decent side that we kind of lacked on that last year. But that's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, that when they bring that dude back, how it's gonna turn out. But Julius Randle looked good, and from looking at them cats last night at Vegas Summer League, the whole continual day, they all family affair, man. Salute to the Knicks, man. They were strong up in that piece last night. I mean, they represented strong. Then when the Lakers contingent was up in there, but the Knicks was up in the building last night, all the way from the owner all the way down to the rookie on the bench who just coming to try to get a spot. They was up in there,
I definitely was super happy to see the way when they took the picture that everybody was willing to be in the picture. Everybody was holding on to each other. Even though Reddish at the end of the picture, he had a little smug face, but he did have his peace fingers up and stuff like that. He looks like he always like that anyway. Mm-hmm. But they all looked. Even when they on YouTube, I think it was like a 30-second skit, and they was asking them some questions like Randall, who throws the best parties, and who would be the first one to go to sing a song, a rap song somewhere, and he was answering the question, and as you seen him talk about his team, you seen the happiness on his face, his high cheek muscles, the dimples coming out and stuff like that. A lot of times last year, you didn't see that too much from him, but in that skit, he looked at happy and he looked at engaged, and he talked highly about his teammates. So I was happy to see that.
You know, it's interesting to me when I looked at that picture, man. Cam Reddish looked taller than both of them, Obi. Him and Obi.
Yeah, he sure did look long. His arms look long as hell.
Like, you know, Cam Reddish looked taller than Rand in the picture. He looked taller than Randall and almost Obi Toppin. I'm like, Reddish is bigger than we think he is. I mean, not what say we people may think he is, but but this is biggie back off of Marvin. Marvin, I believe that what I like about this team, other than Harkenstein, what they did last year, they did again this year, but they did it more settled. Other than Harkenstein and Jalen Brunson, everybody was here.
I'll be right back, Devon.
Yeah, everybody was here. So everybody in that team, they pretty much was there. You know, they bought back instead. They just bought in Harkenstein. They bought in and Jalen Brunson when all that happened, and then maybe the other rookies who they drafted, which is Keels and so Farian Hunt was kind of part of this thing last year. But I was kind of happy to see that atmosphere. I'm excited about this Knicks team, and not because of summer league. I seen the way the coaches and them got these cats playing. You could see Tom Thibodeau coach all over them cats in that first quarter last night. Them cats came out there and started locking jokers down. I mean, obviously Moses Moody was hot 34. He was knocking them down, doing his thing. But other than that, that Knicks defense was in the building last night, man. That was New York Knicks basketball right there, the way they supposed to play it. That defense was all over the place. I'm like, okay, these cats is coming out here trying to do this thing, man. They did it. So salute to the Knicks, them young boys. Like I said, that cat Jeffries. I don't know if he's gonna be in a G League or he's gonna be on a 15-man roster. But that cat got some dog in him. I liked that kid Jeffries game last night. The big boy, obviously he ain't gonna make the team, but you look at a lot of them guys that might be in Westchester. So that's gonna be pretty fun to see some of them guys go down into Westchester and get it popping, man. I think we will too, man. I really think that Brunson thing is gonna be special. I think if people haven't watched Jalen Brunson, Marv. I think that boy got the dog in him, man. I think that's gonna be fun to watch in New York. This kid's special with the basketball. He real special with that basketball, man. Now he getting to showcase his talent even more because he's coming in at the starting dude. Remember he wasn't starting with Luka Doncic last year and all that stuff, but now him coming in there being the main dude with the ball, and which is the reason why he wanted to come to New York, because he wanted to be able to be that full-time point guard. Playing with Luka, you got to kind of be second fiddle. He get to go showcase the talent. I think he's gonna make the Knicks much better. So with the crop of young guys we got coming in there, with all these guys in the gym, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the season. And like I said earlier in the last stream, Vegas got us projected 40 and above. I'm north of 40. I think we're gonna do really good next year, man. And but real quick, let me get it in here because OG gotta always show love to the OGs, man. Salute to my man OG Todd Gibson. Appreciate you, my brother. Real talk, man. The ultimate warrior. Go down there in Washington, do your thing, man. And I understand why you left, because he wasn't going to get the time that he wanted with the team, the way we probably constructed right now. But Todd Gibson, salute to you, my brother. I can't say enough, man. That cat represent New York real well, Shy Powers. The OG will be back, right? Yeah,
there's no doubt that Todd is always once a Knick, always a Knick, and he is one of the Knicks that we will talk highly of until either he comes back or until he really retires. And I hate to see him go, man, but he still feels like he can still put the ball in the hoop. You know what I mean? At 38 years old, and he has some. He's steadfast for us for 2 or 3 years, right? He's been with us almost 4 years. He was part of he's been doing what he has to do. So I'm happy that he still wants to play. I'm happy that they gave him a pretty decent contract, a little bit more than or closer to what we had given him and stuff like that. And do what you got to do, Taj, man. And let's see what happens, man. Maybe we might see one more trade before. I believe there's going to be one more trade or some and maybe Fournier or D Rose, Fournier or D Rose. Oh yeah, Evan Fournier, D Rose. Let's see what happens, man. We need one more minor move to let the roster, fulfill itself for this year, man. One more.
Yeah. They're looking good. I'm hoping they continue to play the way they played yesterday. Like I said, it is summer league. It's all about developing and working on your craft, working on your skill. But now they are playing against more competition. They're going against another opponent. And for the first time last night since April, we seen what the Knicks what they can do when they go hard like they did last night. The Cats went hard last night. Jumping Jericho Sims, Mr. Pogo Stick, Farian Hunt on the hunt. I mean, them cats was doing it, man. And I So I was really excited about that, man. And I'm looking forward to this thing, man. I really am, man. And hopefully they get ready to get it popping. And Julius Randle, hopefully, I think his mind is in a different place. I think RJ probably over there right now working on his game with the cats over there in Canada with SGA and all them boys doing their thing over there. I seen Obi in the gym working on his 3-point game. I've seen Mitchell Robinson working on his foul shooting. So I've seen a lot of positive things over the summer, like these cats in the all season putting the work in and trying to develop their game. And I know even with Sims last night, I like the way Sims, he came back with a more confident stroke at the foul line. And I think he's gonna be working pretty well in that post down there this year for the Knicks. That's why hopefully we can get Fournier out of here. Then I do think that cat can be the backup power forward behind Julius Randle and move Obi Toppin to the 3 or vice versa. But I do think that you could do that and then have Cam Reddish man the 3 behind Obi Toppin or whatever the case may be. But I do like the squad though. I really do like it. I'm excited about it, man. We just got to keep it going. And we will take it from there. Yeah, Mark, real talk. But I think he'd be back, though. I think he'd be back. I think this is just one of them things where, go get you some money. Go feel like you still can. Think about it. Todd Gibson was knocking down threes with the best of them last year for the corner. He shot like a high 64 from the corner. Yeah, I agree with you. The public enemy number one. I got a feeling I just hope it ain't. I know what I was saying earlier. It just, to me, I know business is business. But have Cam Reddish up there sitting next to them bosses, man, and taking pictures with the team, then all of a sudden you trade that dude. I don't think the Knicks is not even petty like that. You know what I mean? They probably say, listen, man, we going to trade you in the next couple of days or whatever the case may be. We letting you know that now. So and I think they would come to Cam Reddish like that. And I just hate to see them give up on him and you gave up a first-round pick for him. You know what I mean? You gave away a first-round pick, now you're going to trade the man? I'm hoping that don't be the case, but I think Cam Reddish got something to prove this year coming to a contract year. They all do. When they in a contract, they all try to get it. You know what I mean? So I think the Knicks would be kind of to me losing him instead of Fournier to me don't make no sense when he's a better rebounder, better as far as he defender. He gets his buckets in many ways, so it'll be interesting. I'm hoping they don't do it. And I'm not mad at Fournier. I think the Fournier could be in a better situation for his age and his career and help go chase a ring. Then we can use that position on a young guy like the Cam Reddish. Because think about it, if you move Derrick Rose and Fournier, then everybody on the Knicks is 25 and under except for Julius Randle. Everybody's 25 and under except for Julius Randle. Once you get rid of Derrick Rose and Fournier, that team is young, but with experience in a sense. So let's see how it goes, man. But they got something to think about, Shot Power, because we got to free up something.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something. And even thinking about, I was just saying with the move with D Rose, but even with D Rose moving, that really doesn't make that spot, optional. It depends. I mean, if we start Grimes in the first unit, there's still a chance that we can, fit Fournier. We could fit Fournier, IQ, and Reddish in that second unit. So, it's either going to be Fournier or D Rose. I'm starting to go figure it like that. If D Rose goes, then IQ moves up, and then Deuce moves up into the rotation a little quicker too. So let's see what happens, man. One of those two guys, I believe, need to be moved, man. If one of them is moved, then we can make a roster spot for everybody, and everybody get an ample amount of time on the court.
Hey, Parrot, I agree with you 100%, man. Real talk. That's what it's all like. We always say, like we talked about last week, it don't matter until you get to the gym. You beat the best man up. But I think right now, before you get to that level, before we get to the gym, the Knicks have to do something. There's no way, because to me, before we in a situation where now we can't really afford to get to training camp. We got to free up somebody, or somebody that we want to play is not going to play. So right now, Deuce McBride's not playing. As the way we constructed, he not playing. The way we probably constructed right now, Jericho Sims is not even playing.
Right.
So see, that's the reason why I say I understand where you're coming from, but we gotta free up a spot. Here's the reason why I say this here. Check it out, guys, ladies and gents. Let's say if you move Fournier, right? Now you putting Grimes and Quickly at the 2. Because you're gonna have to do that order for Quickly to play and Grimes to play. If you don't move Fournier, one of them cats is not playing. because you got Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose already locking up the 1. Derrick Rose and Jalen Brunson at the 1 is a lock. We already know that. So let's go to that 2 position. Fournier, who are you going to take between Grimes and quickly if Fournier stay? And even if Fournier start, who's going to be the next guy off that bench at the 2?
Let me piggyback right off of you too, Divine. What if we say that everybody got to get into the gym and players got to prove that they supposed to start over someone else? What if we get in the gym and Reddish blows Fournier out the box, and Grimes gets in there and shuts down Fournier's jumper? Now these 2 guys are the better players on the 1 and 2, the starting unit and second unit. Now, what are you saying? We sit Fournier on the bench to be a 3rd round, to put him on the 3rd string team? I don't know if that happened. That $19 million is too valuable to me, I think.
Right. Yeah, you definitely got it. It's either him or Derrick Rose. And I know we going try to compete though, but I do think that, because like I said, that 2 spot, that's a problem right there, because you can't tell he quickly earned the right. But right now to this day, quickly earned the right more than Grimes to be the backup 2 for his career.
Right.
Not saying he's better than Grimes, but he has earned the right to play in front of Grimes right now, because he done played 2 seasons in a row, averaging 11 and doing his thing. Grimes hadn't even gotten yet because he was a rookie last year. So do you take Grimes and put him out of the rotation? So let's say then you go to the 3 spot. If you got RJ and Cam, if you keep Fournier gonna have to try to beat out Cam Reddish. So I just think it makes sense if they can do that Brunson sign and trade. If Dallas willing to do that sign and trade, the key to the next season to me is you can send that 18 million Fournier got over there, and it'll help facilitate that sign and trade even better. Because if not, they might send McBride over there. That might say we like you, but you know what? You might have to go with Fournier to Dallas, just like they did all the other guys. So that's the reason why I bring up the situation with the lineup, that the Fournier thing is the elephant in the room, him and Derrick Rose. Because let's say if you did trade Derrick Rose, then you know what? Then IQ can go to the 1 behind Brunson, and then Fournier and Grimes can back to. So all I'm saying is one of them guys got to go, whether it's Fournier or Derrick Rose. One of them got to go to make this Knicks roster the way we want it. Because if you don't take one of them out of there, Grimes and somebody else, and Sims is not playing. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, it's definitely like that, Divine. If with D Rose, if we can move D Rose, then IQ could start the second unit as the point. Then we'll have Evan Fournier at 2, and then Cam Reddish at 3. That means Grimes is starting, and he's and backing Fournier. Backing Grimes up is Fournier, and RJ is backing up. Reddish is backing up RJ. So that would be something to look forward to. I could look forward to seeing something like that. It all depends on which one they're going to move. If it's going to be D Rose, because they're right around with Fournier moving. If they do the sign and trade, I believe the $19 million that he got, you got to throw him like 2 more second round. You got to throw him like 2 second round picks to probably make the money a little bit more compatible. I think the second round picks go for about $2 million, $3 million a piece. So you throw two second round picks plus that $19 million that Fournier is making, that's about $25 million, and then you can do that deduction of that 10% or however that thing goes and stuff like that. I think that works.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, I believe Rose. I think Rose might wind up in Milwaukee somewhere. I think he could be put like this here. I don't have no problem. I do like from being that we are trying to be in a playoff type of team, Shot Powers. I do like D Rose backing up Brent Brunson. Now I can't even front on that. I think if you really want to say who's the better situation for it, I think it's better to keep Derrick Rose than it is to keep Evan Fournier. I can tell you that right now, because D Rose is a solid backup point guard in the NBA. Look what he did. Look at his numbers, don't lie. You know what I mean? He's solid. So, let's say if Brunson tweak an injury, you need a guy like Derrick Rose who can literally come in there and command and ship it to Brunson, get back on his feet. We got a lot of Fournier. Fournier is more replaceable to me than Derrick Rose, because we need a point guard. There's no other. We need Derrick Rose to come in there behind Brunson and do his thing. But if they move him, I'm fine with that too. I don't have a problem with it. But I think when you talk about a team like us trying to get to the playoffs, I do think Derrick Rose is more important to the Knicks at that position because we got Grimes, we got wings, we got RJ at the wing. Fournier is not more important than having a point guard like Derrick Rose to me. That's the reason why I just say move Fournier, just due to the fact, you know what, he's just a shooter. He's another two guard, and we got two guards. You know what I mean? We got a bunch of two guards. Quickly, Grimes, RJ really a two guard. He could play the position. You know, you got three monsters right there who can play the two guard spot. So that's why I think it would be easy to move him. But I don't have a problem moving either one of them. But one of them do got to go. To make a long story short, one of them guys got to. They just got to move. Whichever one it is, I can't tell you what the Knicks gonna do. I'm not the Knicks, but one of them got to go. That's for real. Shot power. We need that roster spot.
That's the real ticket right there. Even though we're probably lacking about two positions that we're probably going to have to fill, the positions that are right now that we need to, either D Rose or Fournier, that sets everything. That sets a strong 10-man rotation right there. And I'm not opposed to seeing IQ coming off the bench, backing up Brunson, and I'm not opposed for Reddish to back up RJ. So that if that's the way we're going to move this thing forward, then one of the two can be moved. And I'm pretty sure the Knicks already are talking about it, which one they're more likely to, which one can probably get traded right now, because it looks like it's a little harder to move Fournier right now. I think it might be a little easier to move D Rose now, or we just hold on to both of them. We try to work out some way that we could fit all of them in for minutes. And by next year, D Rose money comes off the books, and we could probably move Fournier as well, because his money, if I'm not mistaken, comes off the books too. He has 1 year left plus a team option, and they may not pick up that team option. So I mean, it is one of three ways: we move Rose, we move Fournier, or we keep them until the end of the year, or maybe even to the trade deadline and try to move them around that time as well.
Yeah, it's a healthy discussion, man. It's a healthy discussion because either way it go, one of them gonna benefit us by leaving. I just think that I think because of here's what makes me want to say they're gonna keep Derrick Rose. Not only do we go back with Tibbs, he goes back with Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson was a little kid in Chicago when his dad was coaching the Chicago Bulls. When Rick Brunson was coaching with the Chicago Bulls. He born in there. Him and Derrick Rose took favor with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose been mentoring Jalen Brunson for a long time. That's family there, and that's like the atmosphere. The Knicks guys is a family affair. You know what I mean? And I think just because of that alone would keep Rose in New York more than Fournier, because of the experience, the history, the family thing. Tibbs, the Brunsons. It's a family affair there. And Rose, like I said, man. I'm not even disputing nobody, because if they do trade, I get where Parrish is coming from with his injury history. I get that. I kid you not. But I do also believe that he got a 1 year expiring, and I think if he come back into this year and he give us 50, 60 games, it might be worth keeping him more than keeping Fournier. Because listen, guys, no pun intended to Fournier, but he just don't fit what we trying to do here. He need to go out to the Lakers somewhere. Go out to one of them teams that they just need a veteran sharpshooter on their team. Like, can you imagine him with the Lakers with Russell and LeBron? Them, they got that knockdown dude right there in the two spot for them that relieves them of Russell Westbrook not shooting too good, relieves them of LeBron had to take the load, but at least Fournier can spot him, get him catch, and Anthony Davis. So I think he need to be in a place like that opposed to on the Knicks roster. We need that roster spot in New York for Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickly, and I just think that's what it is, and I think the Knicks see that as well. So we have to see how it goes and everything, but nothing from his skill set. Chop Howe. It's not about Evan Fournier's skill set, not about him as a person. It's just a fit right now with the direction I think the Knicks are trying to go, and I think that if you keep him, it's going to have a ripple effect. You cannot tell Emmanuel Quickly that he don't deserve to get his minutes after what he done did for the next first couple of years, and he's getting better at it. I think he's that valuable. So I get it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's one way or the other. So we'll see, man. Good conversation though. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody up in the chat. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Got my man Shop Powers in the building. Salute to KJ Events. He out there doing his thing. Everybody, man. But yeah, man, I'm excited about everything, man. I like what I seen yesterday, Shop Powers, last night. That was impressive. It really was. The young boys came out to play last night. And now, like I said, Jericho Sims on another level with the athleticism, brother. I was like, man, these cats locking cats down like they're supposed to. So I liked that.
Yeah, I really was impressed by the way Farian Hunt played, how Sims jumped out the box and grabbing rebounds and being real strong with it. And there was another guy on there. I can't remember his name. Boogie, can't remember but his name. He really, I don't know if he was one of the guys that we brung in. I forgot it. I think it starts with a B. He was pretty good last night too. Hit a couple of 3-pointers, had a couple of dunks last night. So the G League is really going to be looking good for some of these guys that stay with the New York Knicks franchise and stuff like that in Westchester and stuff like that. And it's that's things to be seen, man. I just hope that somehow, some way, and I know I think we got a little bit of time before they really hit training camp and stuff like that, before we start the actual preseasons and stuff like that. I think in order to make these moves happen before the season starts. So it's just a little waiting game and stuff like that, and see how they work things out and stuff like that. I'm optimistic about this front office and what the New York Knicks has done this year. And I think that they're already out there scammering around, trying to figure out which one, who they could move or how they're going to move them. And just FYI, if there is a way that they move D Rose and Fournier, best to believe that we're going to get somebody else to come back over here that we've been claiming about, Melo, if he's going to come back. And I think with those two moves, I believe that they'll go out there and snatch Melo up to help some of these young guys learn how to shoot on the perimeter and shoot the short jump shots, file out down.
Yeah, I'll tell you another move. I'm gonna tell you the move. Don't sleep on it, guy. I'm trying to tell y'all, don't sleep on that Donovan Mitchell stuff. I'm trying to tell you, do not sleep on that. I mean, I'm not talking hyperbole. I think he out of there. And right now, if you look at all the teams in the NBA, the Knicks got one of the better chance to get them because of them picks. See, Danny Ainge don't want picks. They ain't looking for players. They looking for probably some aspiring, and they want picks. The same way he did it in Boston when he got rid of KG and all them. He wanted nothing but picks. He went and drafted Tatum, drafted Brown, drafted Smart. That's the same thing he about to do out there in Utah. He knows when he did that in Boston, he hired that young he hired Brad Stevens right out of college.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now that he about to unload again in Utah, Danny ain't about to pull up the same thing. He done got rid of my man Gobert for 4 first-rounders and some contract. They gonna probably let Patrick Beverly and them guys go. They gonna do the same thing with Donovan Mitchell. They gonna get them assets. He want picks, and the Knicks got 7 of them. 11 of them. So just be careful with that. That's not. I don't think that's a hyperbole possibility. That's what I'm trying to say with Donovan Mitchell. It truly is a possibility that because of the way the Knicks is constructed, they can get him if they really want him because they got them picks, and that's what Danny Ainge want. You know what I mean? It ain't like you got to give a RJ or nothing. Nah, Danny Ainge want picks. You know what I mean? So he can go draft the players that he want and get him to where he got Boston at, and look what Boston at 4 or 5 years later, NBA Finals. So that's the name to keep an eye on, man. I just think that's very possibility. But and I'm not begging on it because but it's a possibility. Some things just connect. You know what I mean? You never know. But I'm excited about it. But as Chef New York, that Jeffries that boy is special. I like his game, Chef.
Was the kind of chunky dude that was shooting the 3-pointers in the corner?
No, that's Keel. Well, Keels is
no, not Keels.
He got the braids in his hair. But the cat got it though. I like his game. He got that stuff in him, bro. I was like, that boy, he got some dog in him. So
I think that's the same one I'm talking. I thought his name started with a B, but it might have been Jay. I think he was the one who he hit a couple of threes in the corner. He got one nice little bucket pass from the center that they had last night, and he threw it down and stuff like that. And he played some great defense. I think that's the same guy we're talking about. What was his name again?
Jeffries.
Maybe it was Jeffries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That was an interesting game, man. I can't say enough about the way they got down last night. So they play tomorrow, 6 o'clock. I'm not mistaken. 6 o'clock tomorrow, 5 and 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 o'clock. And let's go in there and see what they do, man. But as a Knicks fan, you got to feel excited about what we've seen yesterday. I really do, man. And I really think that's going to definitely pay dividends. Yeah, he was dunking the three. You're right, Chef. He was, man. Real talk. But hey, Juan, you hit that right in the head. I want to bring Juan shot back up there. He said, as a Knicks fan, I think a lot of us wants to see Cam pair with RJ together in the starting lineup. They're the Duke Bros with Randall, Mitch Robinson, Brunson. That's nice. That's nice. I agree with you. I like that big lineup. I always thought I would love to see that lineup right there. Cam, RJ, Randall, Mitch, and Brunson. I just think that's athleticism.
That is a strong lineup. It is
right there. Because I think Randall in shape, RJ contract year. I think they Knicks. I think don't sleep on these boys, man. I'm telling you. I think RJ. Remember what I said? RJ in the contract year. Hopefully Randall got his, got past it, what he had to go through. I think he had. He looked very well in shape. That's impressive. The cat looked like he could play the small forward spot. And you look at Brunson, you seen what he did in last year and what he did in the playoffs. So I'm looking at Mitch coming in, training camp healthy, no injuries. Not coming off a 9-month hiatus. He don't have to worry about none of that. You come to get a young, athletic center ready to ball out. So I think the Knicks got a good thing going on down there. Cam Reddish contract year, he got something to show and prove for. So I think you got a hungry team coming into the play into the season, man. Like I said, they're gonna get into training camp. They're gonna battle it out. I wish I could be a fly on the wall on that one, like I always say, because I think there's gonna be some competition up in that piece. The Farian Hunts of the world, they're gonna be going hard to make the roster. So there's gonna be a lot of competition popping off up in Terrytown this summer. So I'm going into the fall, but excuse me, I definitely would love to be a part of that because I think it's gonna be fun though. And we hopefully these guys make it all translate to the basketball court and let it bring about some wins. So let it turn into some wins. So we're gonna see how it goes. Right now, everything is young and still on paper, just training camp. They might, but I think on paper the Knicks look pretty good. Let's see what happens next week with Jalen Brunson thing being official. I think they just got to get over the hurdle with Burks and Noel, and I think once they get over that hurdle with Detroit, then I think they got the money there that they just get. It's not going to be a sign of trade, which is still possible. But I think the Brunson move was great for the Knicks. I like that. Now it's a matter about that 2-guard spot, whatever way they're going to go, Fournier starting or Fournier off the bench, or if it's here, Grinder quickly. Once we get that 2-guard spot solidified, then I think we can go into the season knowing that we're just going to go get and play ball. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, I just believe I'm like I said, I'm going to keep saying it and being a dead horse. I think this is going to be a fun season for the New York Knicks. I hope they can get together and work on things early in the season, so this way they can make the progress towards the end of the season and stuff. I think the first 20 games is going to be very interesting to watch and see how they finally get together and gel. And I'm going to say this to Brunson. I want to see how Brunson and Julius Randle work together, because Julius Randle is quote unquote scorer, and I think Brunson knows how to make him happy. So I think that's going to be one thing for us to look forward to.
Yeah, you know what's so tough. Like for me, ain't nobody perfect when you're playing on a basketball court. Nobody perfect, but you know what? Like I said, if Julius Randle come back without all the other stuff, I'm good with Julius Randle. I'm not the type of dude to say that he trash. Julius Randle was a ball player.
Yeah,
he a ball player. I mean, I don't care. His numbers speak for itself. No matter you might like his turnovers, spinning the lane, all the crazy stuff in the back of the, when he was doing it. But I think having a guy like Brunson changes the game. Hopefully that he come back in this year with a different mindset. Realize like I want to be part of this thing. Him and RJ and Brunson got the keys. Y'all make it happen. I see 20, and 18 for them three alone right there. Are they going to get you 20? Randall going to get you 20. Brunson to get you 18. I mean, that's not bad right there. And then you got whoever going to be at the 2 and Mitchell Robinson. Even on a bad year last year, Julius Randle got you 20. That was on a bad year.
That was a bad year too.
20. And what about if we come back this year like he was the year before when he was most improved player and almost something like that, second all NBA, NBA All-Star? You might get that Randle this year now that he done got through the situation with his kid being born, and that's a lot of stress, man. They human beings, like I always say, he human being like everybody else. I don't make no excuse for the other stuff that he did, but sometimes you never know what a person's going through. You know what I mean? And I really believe that. But let's hope he come back with a new attitude, man. And right, exactly, King Ribby, salute. Just tune everything out. Go out there and be the dominant Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson, I'm trying to tell you, I watched this here. Watch what I tell you. Knicks Real Talk. Mitchell Robinson will be 13-10 this year. I just think having Jalen Brunson there is a huge difference for this guy, man. A point guard means a lot to players like Mitchell Robinson, who somebody who needs you to get him the ball. Alex Burks and they decent, but they couldn't get him the ball. Jalen Brunson can get Mitchell Robinson the ball because he's so savvy getting in the paint. He get in the paint a lot. Now, once he started drawing double teams on them, you're gonna see the things that Trae Young and Capella was doing, or this guy and that guy. Once Jalen Brunson get in that lane, break that defense down, neither you gonna come at him or he gonna school his man. But if your center leave, bounce passes to Mitch, lobs to Mitch, and if Julius Randle shoot the ball, or they shoot the ball, or Brunson shoot the ball and miss, that go Mitch with the cleanup offensive rebound. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to some big things for Mitchell Robinson as well. But I do think this cat gonna be key to the next season. If we can come in here doing what he did for Dallas, Shot Powell, I think it'll make a big difference.
Yeah, I believe he's going to come in here and implement a game plan to help these guys being an on-court coach and send people in the right positions to get them to where they at. I'm like I always say, I'm a homer for Mitch, so I believe Mitch is going to be around I think he's going to be around 13 to 15 points a game. Hold on.
Yeah, JW Harkenstein, he's another dog. I like this kid, man. I like Harkenstein, man. I think he's gonna be an important role player for the Knicks. Stretch the ball a little bit, good defender. Like I said, he's a good pass up at the top. He's really crafty dude, man. I like Harkenstein. I think that's gonna be a sleeper for the Knicks. People better think that this was just any type of signing. JW early in the in the year, I was like, Knicks wasn't tall enough to me. I like Mitchell Robinson because Noel was out. I always said that other than Mitchell Robinson, we didn't have no length. But to having Harkenstein there, 7 who could kind of go out there and bang with him and shoot the ball, I think that's a big signing for the Knicks, and I think that's going to pay dividends, down the line for the Knicks. So, and then not only that, being coach under Coach Ta Lou, being out there in LA land with the Clippers, being around these monsters, they got to be like Paul George, that culture out there alone. Harkenstein was playing with them boys down there with Zubac and all them boys, so. He was on a good team and with a great coach. Ty Lue was one of the best in the business. So he, coming from a coach like that, being able to come over here and to a Tom Thibodeau coach and blend in with these boys, I think he's gonna be nice. I really do. I think he's gonna be an important guy for us next year. That Harkenstein, Shot Powell, I think he can make a difference at that backup. I think he better do what Noel could have did with a little bit more offense, a little bit more shooting ability to stretch the floor a little bit to unclog that paint. So if you ever see him and Jericho Simmons getting in together, that's going to be pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
I believe the second unit is going to be a potent punch to this New York Knicks offense this year. Depending on if we keep Rose or not, I'm going to put Rose aside. I'm just going to say IQ, Evan Fournier, Cam Reddish, right? IQ, Fournier, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, and Isaiah. I mean, that is a pretty good second unit right there, coming in from a starting unit, because you still have athleticism in that second unit. You still have people that can shoot the ball in the second unit, and you have a big man that can play out, as they say, that 3-and-D type of guy. He can play from the 3-point line down instead of posting up in the low post. So we got a good 10-man rotation right now, and however it works out, man. If it's either Evan Fournier or D Rose, I keep saying those names all night because I believe those two right there, with one of those two gone, it makes the either or. I mean, I could see D Rose, IQ, Grimes, and all that. Hello? I'm not sure what happened.
My bad.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, so I'm just hopeful to see what this New York Knicks team can do, and if they make one more twerk to the team, one more twitch to the team, it's really going to have us solidified at a starting unit and our second unit.
Yep. Hey, Chef, real quick, Chef NYC. I did like what Dice was doing. I was wondering, Chef, I'm glad you brought that point up. Was that a playbook handed down by Ted and Johnny Bryan them? And will that be the same type of thing that we running in the regular season? Because that pace was phenomenal, and like you said, that Spanish pick and roll type thing, that fast pace. That's what I'm hoping that they bring to the table with the regular team. So I'm hoping that is just a carbon copy of what the Knicks might be running it once they get to the regular season, because that ball movement was special. I like the way they was moving that ball yesterday. And them cats was the aggressive. The passing, the cutting. It was phenomenal. So that was a good. They would run some good offense sets last night in the game, especially when the penetrate down there and the dump off. I was like, wow, these cats are really getting it. And
yeah, that's for sure.
It was good. It was really good to see last night. So I'm hoping that that's a continuation, Chef, into the regular season, because I think that's a good outfit to run. That pace was nice, and that's what I'm really happy about the Brunson thing. He do what Alice Burks couldn't do. You know what I mean? He doing what Kemba Walker couldn't do because he wasn't healthy enough. That Jalen Brunson acquisition changes our pace game. You know what I mean? It changes the pace game, and that's why we were so desperately needed in New York. We needed a point guard who could change the pace game. That's why I like about Obi. That's why I like Emmanuel Quickly's game. He's a pace setter. You know what I mean? Him and Obi sets paces, and I think Jalen Brunson going to be a good thing to have setting paces for the Knicks this year. Because now once Richard snatched that rebound, Randall can put the ball on the floor. RJ can put it on the floor. Grimes can put it on the floor if he's a starting point guard. You know what I mean? Or whoever, if Quickly allowed him to be the starting two guard. I apologize for that. And even if Quickly gonna be the starting two guard, they set the pace. So I think you're gonna see a different team with a lot of more pace this year, Chef. But I think Dice was running that. I'm not sure that was his playbook, but I'm hoping that it's really just the Knicks organization playbook for his coach Tibbs. Want them to do what they're gonna be doing in the big leagues like they do in the summer league, which is usually the case. They pretty much run the same playbook all the way through. So if that's the case, then it should be fun. I like what I seen last night. The cut and the movement of some pick and rolling. It was just nice to see it getting out on the floor on fast break. They was running it. Child power. So overall, good summer league game. We got one tomorrow, like I said, man. And but that's where it's at, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to the public MERU, man. Salute to you guys, man. Real talk. Y'all make sure y'all run them up with the thumbs up. You know we in here, Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. My man, Child Powers, KJ. Y'all know how we get down, man. Beautiful Saturday night. Hope y'all having fun out there where you at, and you're being safe and you're doing your thing. And we just here talking some Knicks, man. But hopefully by next week we get some Jalen Brunson news, guys. We haven't even made no official signings yet, to be honest with you. Nothing official as far as I know. But I think that all changed next week. So look forward to next week, looking to the Jalen Brunson being official, making Mitch official, everybody official. I just think it all starts next week. By then, I think they went to that moratorium with the trade situation, whatever, Shot Powers. But I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow, man. See these guys come out here and do the same thing and repeat what they did today. And the past day, excuse me, the competition is there, and they do what they do. I think they walk out with a W again. But it's kind of fun to be able to feel this good about a team that's only summer league. I think that's pretty good feeling for the Knicks fan base.
I think it's good feeling about the Knicks, and just because we can see a little bit more Knicks basketball, I know we yearning to see a little bit of the pace of what the Knicks are trying to formulate this year. And if anything is similar to the way the Knicks played yesterday, hopefully the way they play the rest of the summer league out with I believe Tibbs' play scheme per se is going to change a little bit because the team makeup is going to be a little different than last year. So, and I think he's going to give a little bit more of the leeway to what Brunson wants to do because, like I said, on the court, Brunson is going to be the coach, and I think he's going to implement where he wants you to be, how he wants you to set the screen, how he wants you to weave through on the bottom, and how you want to on the pick on the low, the backdoor passes. I think he's going to help the Knicks produce in those fun in that type of way. So let's just see what happens, man. I just can't wait to see a couple of preseason games just to see where they at and how they started who's going to be the starting lineup.
Yeah. Like I said, it looks good on paper. One thing,
right.
Will it translate to the b-ball court? We don't know till that time comes. But so far, I'm not mad at the all season. I think the Knicks did well. I think they did the most important thing was upgrade that point guard position. No matter whether you think it's worth the money or not, that's debatable. But they did go out there and upgrade that position. Whether you think that's a dude that what they should have did it with, that's a different story. But they addressed the need, and you got to give them respect for that. They addressed the need. Now with the point guard situation in New York, they went and signed Jalen Brunson for 4 years, $104 million, and it is what it is. So now him, RJ, and Randall and Mitchell Robinson, because we know them four is under contract for 4 years. Mitchell Robinson, RJ, when he gets his extension, Randall and Brunson, y'all know that core right there is here. They here. You know what I mean? Whether you like them or not, until somebody get traded, I'm happy with that core though. I do not have a problem with them that core four right there. I think RJ going to ascend. I think Mitchell Robinson going to ascend. I think Randall can just be Randall and get back to what he do. I think Jalen Brunson going to be much better with the ball in his hand than playing with Luka Doncic and having to kind of feed off of him all the time and taking him away out of his game. That way he do good is be a point guard. So I do think just alone on 4 positions is solid to me. You know what I mean? We can't sleep on Jalen Brunson, man. The cat was in the Western Conference Finals last year, the second best player that took his team to the Western Conference Finals. So you got to give him credit for that. You know what I mean? Savvy dude, got a lot of basketball history with him. You know, and I think he got Mitchell Robinson coming back healthy, going to be a monster. I'm looking forward to it. So let's see how it goes, man. We got people down there. You know, Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly they can duplicate what they did last year at the end of the season, the second half of the season, not the end, but at the second half. And those cats can come back and do what they did. To that tells me right there that all you banking on to me, Shot Powers is Cam Reddish and Grimes taking that step. If Cam Reddish and Grimes take that step next year, that Knicks team gonna be solid. I could book that.
Right.
If them two take that step. If my man Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes come in there and be consistent with it and do their thing, you got a good team down there in New York.
Yeah, I'm wholeheartedly with you right there, Divine. With those two guys, if they can get anywhere from 14 to 17 points a game, per person, Grimes or and Reddish, that makes the whole team look a little different. Now you got now it's no more double team Randall, because now you're going to leave Grimes open, or you're going to leave RJ open, or you're going to leave Reddish open. That makes the team a threat. And if we can come up a little higher than what we shot in our percentage wise last year, the whole team shot under 42%. So if we could get closer to 44, 45, 46% for the whole team, Mitchell Robinson hits about 68% of his free throws, and RJ Barrett hits about 77 to 80% of his free throws. We're a threat, man. And everybody's talking about how good the East got and all that stuff. We've been together. This team right now has been pretty much together the last 2-3 years and stuff like that, almost 4 years together. And the more you play together with a team, the more you know where your teammates are going to be and who's going to be going where and how this person likes to get the ball and stuff like that. That makes a difference, man. Camaraderie makes a difference, man. It can also, knowing where you lack on defense, where your man picks up to help you, that's also going to help this year a lot. So I'm always optimistic, and I'm optimistic about this team, and I think that the New York team, with the acquisition of Brunson, a true point guard, is going to change a little heads, change some minds in the NBA this year.
Yeah. Hey, salute to my man Juan Carlos. Hey, Juan Carlos, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point. Tibbs got to make this happen this year. He got a good roster there. What I mean, ain't no dynamic superstar roster, but he got a good roster. This roster right here should be better than the one that took him to 41 games. And what I mean? So I think you look at it in totality. This roster right here, if you talk about the guys we talking about right now, Brunson, whether Grimes or Quickly or whatever, or Fournier, with Randall, RJ, and Mitch, and that bench that he got, that team should be able to win 41 games. Just like that's why I think Vegas got a projected north of 40. This team is solid, man. If you look at it, don't look at it from the standpoint of it's just our team, this and that. You might not like this player. Don't look at it from the point you don't think he good. Look at it from what the potential that the team got. Randall is a 20-point scorer in the league, average on a regular. RJ is becoming that on a regular. So now let's go around the league. If you look at the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler with a 20-point score. Who else in that starting lineup with a 20-point score on the regular? Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get there, so he was there. So now with Brunson there, you got another 18. I'm trying to tell you that not because of the fan of not being a homer. I'm just trying to compare the Knicks to the average team out there in the league, because we'll see what our competition is like. The way we presently constructed, I think if RJ do what he do, Randall do what he do, and I think if Brunson do what he do, and Mitchell Robinson, just them four alone, I think the Knicks got a solid team. First of all, they savvy players. They all been around. Each one of them played 4 years or more. Mitch Robinson going on his 5th year, RJ going on his 4th year, Brunson going on his 5th year, and Randall going on his 7th or 8th. So it's not like they're a bunch of old guys, but they not young. I call it young experience. So I think they got a solid team there, and 3 of them cats been playing together for the last 4 years.
That's a fact. That's what I meant.
They've been playing together. RJ, Randall, and Mitch been playing together for the last 3 years or 4. So they kind of got that continuity already there. And once you plug Brunson in, I think they should be good there. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm very interested in this thing, man. We just got to see what's going to happen with these other guys, man. If we're going to move a piece to free up a spot for somebody, or what the case may be, who knows? But I'm definitely excited about the way it's headed. That's for sure. Let's just hope they can get it, let it all translate to the basketball court. Like I said, we always going to think optimistic about our team, Shop out. That's what we're supposed to do. But we realists too. Yeah,
no doubt.
But I do believe that we got a decent thing going on there, man. Let's hope that we can all make it work. And the Knicks win, go over 40 games or something. I know this team getting in the play-in. I'm not even worried about that. I want to see if they can get to the other level, get in the playoffs, and avoid the play. I know they make the play-in. They almost missed the play-in last year with the team that was all broken down because of hurt. But I think they make the play-in for sure. But I just want to see them get up there and maybe try to go for that 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th seed, and let's see how it goes, Sean Powell. I think they can do it.
I think I want to be like thinking about it now and seeing where they could land up. Let's try to shoot for 4 or 5 for the 4th or the 5th position. This way, the whoever the one team is, the battle out the 8th team, the 2nd team, so this way they could try to pick each other off, because I think in the East this year teams are going to be surprising this year. You got to watch out for. Excuse me. You got to watch out for Detroit this year. You got to watch out for what Brooklyn's going to do. You got to watch out what the Hornets are going to do this year. You got to watch out what Cleveland's going to do this year. So those teams that I mentioned. How they work themselves out. We have to do better than those teams. I think those teams are going to be, right around where we are. This, you can see maybe Boston. Let's see, Boston, Milwaukee, Chicago and the Bulls maybe being like the top 4. They usually right around that top 4 range. But if we could jump somewhere up there, to knock out some of these secondary teams like the Clevelands, the Houston, the Hornets, the Pacers and stuff like that. If we could stay on pace to beat those teams out, we could hit a 6, 7. I hope we could get somewhere with 4 and 5. I want to match up with whatever the 4 team is. I want to match up with that team. I think that's the way we start out. If we could get into that 5th position, or if we could make the 4th position and play the 5th seed team, I'm happy with that. That's where I want us to be this year. I want us to be upper echelons, and hopefully we can stay competitive for years to come.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough. If I were to say, if I look at the Eastern Conference right now, I want to go the defending the Eastern Conference champ to the Boston Celtics. Then I'm going to go Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go Philadelphia. I forgot about Philly. I think James Harden gonna have pretty much a breakout year for them guys, man. They're gonna get another player to go down there with them guys, so they're gonna be back in the fold with Joel Embiid. I think the Miami Heat will be there, maybe at the 4th seed. They're gonna bring their team back. They're gonna be there. I think Cleveland doing some damn good things down there. I think Cleveland might battle for that 5th spot. They look real good down there. They brought that Ricky Rubio back there. They drafted well. And I think they're going to be healthy this year. You get Jared Allen there with Evan Mobley and them guys. I think they're going to be around there. And then that's when I start looking at that 6. I look at the Bulls. See, I put the Bulls and the Knicks and the Nets in that 6, 7, 8 for me. So I do think that's why I said, depending on how this team gels, not only that, you never know what happened at the All-Star break or something else. The trading deadline, you never know. But I do think the Knicks got enough game in them to be up in that 6th, 7th, 8th. 6th, 7th. I'm gonna go 6th, 7th. And they might, but I just think that Boston they got better. They added Malcolm Brogdon there. That's gonna help them out a great deal. Backing up Marcus Smart, or going to the 2, moving Jalen Brunson to the 3 or 4, moving Jason Tatum to the 4, Jaylen Brown to the 3. If you start Brogdon at the 2 and Marcus Smart, that's a solid defense team right there. It's gonna be hard to score on them cats. It was hard to score on them this year anyway. But and I do think they're gonna be there. And I think Milwaukee getting Chris Middleton back. I think they're gonna be formidable again. I definitely ain't gonna see no problem with that. Giannis there, they're gonna do what they do. And I just think that Philly gonna be there. So it's gonna be. But I do think like I said, I do think we definitely got that six. We being that 6 to 8 to me personally. Because regardless of what you think about Chicago and them, you know how that team built. That's a lot of offense weapons. That's the offensive team. There ain't no defense-minded team down there. So though they got a lot of good offense weapons, and Levine and DeRozan and Vucevic and all them guys. I think they brought in somebody else, so they might be a little bit more formidable as well. But I think they can make it happen though, for sure. I think we'd be there, Sean Powers.
Yeah, I'm looking through the things. I mean, in my mind, it's seeing that I forgot about Philly, but yeah, I hope that we could, like you said, somewhere in that six to anything from about. I want us to be around 5, but if we could hit 6th, 7th, or 8th, that's fine with me as well.
Yeah. So to my man William, a long time I don't see my brother. I'm glad to know you up in here. That means I know you're living you well. Hopefully, man, good to see you back in the building, my man William. Supporting Knicks Real Talk from day one, William. I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for getting in here, man. I'm glad to see your words. I mean, I'm seeing you, man. That's what's up. But yeah, salute to the chat where it's at. Y'all already know, man. Y'all gotta pop it up in there. We appreciate y'all getting in here tonight on this beautiful Saturday. Y'all could be anywhere, but you're here with us, man. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to the season. If the Knicks stay healthy, they got a good team down there.
Facts.
They got a good team down there. I mean, I think we can't. I think as Knicks fans, we got to appreciate the talent we have a little more. I know it's been abysmal in New York for over the years, man. We don't think none of our players ever, and then they go to another team and they blossom because I think we got to put a little bit more respect on these players that play for New York Knicks. I mean, this team we got here ain't no scrubs. You might not like them, but they ain't no scrubs. Mitchell Robinson might not be a 3-point threat, but damn, he do a lot of other things well that makes him the reason why they gave him $15 million because they think he that good. You know, in regards to what we might think about him, the reason why they gave Mitch his money because they know what he could do for the Knicks. The reason why they're going to get RJ his because they know what he can do for the Knicks. I think the reason why they gave Julius Randle his money because they know what that man can do with basketball. If it weren't for last year, 24, 11, and 5 and 6 ain't nothing to sneeze at. I mean, now you up in the Donovan Mitchell areas, you up in the Levine areas, 25, 24, and 11 for Julius Randle. If Julius Randle come back and replicate that the year before last, the Knicks going to have a good product. They're going to be good to go. They're going to be good to go. If Julius Randle can get back to the Julius Randle when they won 41 games, if RJ Barrett can get back, well, he ascended last year, but if he can get that field goal percentage up and shoot them free throws better, even if RJ just shoot the free throws better, we a better team. We a better team. If RJ shoot three more free throws a game, that put him at 23 points a game, the Knicks still a good team. I think Jalen Brunson acquisition, we just got to find out what we're going to do with that 2 spot. It's up for grabs between Fournier, Grimes, and Quickly. How it goes up, whatever happens, once we fill that spot there, if it's going to be one of them 3. But I think we could battle with anybody, man. You know, and I think Tibb, this is a big year for him too. But I also think that what I'm happy about Shaw Powers is that we back to the year before with our bench. We got a nice bench in New York.
Right.
Nice bench.
Right.
It's nice. So that's what made me feel good about the team because our bench was like the year before one of the best benches in the league when we won that 41 game. They was killing it. So I think we go back this year with that same type of energy. I mean, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly. I mean, Grimes or whoever, and Harkenstein or Sims. They got a solid squad. We're not even counting the Ferrier Hunts. We're not even counting the McBrides of the world. They might not even be in a rotation. That team is that good. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be fun to say, man. But let's hope that they pan out for us, Shop House. We get it popping, man, and we win some games. But tomorrow, guys, we're gonna get out of here pretty soon, man. Because I know Shaw out on location, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow, though. I want to see the Knicks go in there and get it popping in Summer League. I want that Summer League win with that ring. I want that championship ring in Summer League. So I'm fighting for it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good look that the Summer League's giving out rings this year if you make it to the championship. So this way, it'll be something to see Deuce and Broad walk in there and had a ring on his finger, be like, yeah, we got a ring. Let's keep this thing going, right? You know, let's keep this thing going. The Deuces of the world and the Grimes and all of them and the Sims get a ring. That'll help motivate the real New York Knicks to want to do the same thing.
You're right, absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, we ain't scared for real. And like I said, all that talk about all Jalen Doolin and all that stuff, man. Jericho Sims, man. Listen, watch that boy tomorrow, man. So I'm excited about these young boys, man. I really am excited about them. No matter what the way it go, what direction it go, we're gonna get it popping. But listen, man, we're gonna get out of here. And y'all know what it is, man. Tomorrow they got the game. We'll be on Monday night on the recap. We get the recap popping Monday night, whatever the case may be, or we might go on tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. But y'all enjoy the rest of your Saturday, man.
Good, buddy, good.
Yeah. And me and Shop Power holler y'all on the next one. Salute to KJ Events, my brother, man. Appreciate you. We holler at you later as well. And Shop Power's give it to me, my man. We're gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. I really couldn't see none of the chats tonight because I'm only manual. We're only on my phone, so I really couldn't read the what the chat is really talking about. But I already know the chat is where it's at. So. Wherever it is, however it is, and stuff like that. I want y'all to have a good night tonight. It's beautiful. I'm sitting outside. I'm in another state right now. I'm sitting outside. I can see the stars in the sky. I'm sitting outside. No mosquitoes. I see little rabbits running around where I'm at and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful night, man. So everybody bring it in and let's go Knicks. Let's get it.
Yeah, salute to the chat is where it's at. Paris, you already know. Keith. Cross single in the building. Once a Nick, always a Nick. All my people, public enemy #1. We appreciate you, brother, coming in. Everybody, man. White Falcon, salute. Juan, salute. Everybody, man. Salute to the whole chat. William Collar, good to see you again, my brother Juan. Craig McQueen, salute to you. Everybody, JW, you already know, man. We in the building. Nick's Real Talk. We're gonna get up out of here. Chef Nick, what up? Salute to everybody. And listen, man, Nick's got that game tomorrow. I want to see us do the same thing we did last night. Come out with that supreme energy. Come out there with that defense. Start to put them cats in a donut and see how it go, man. I think the Knicks gonna be all right this year, man. Let's hope that we keep going. My brother Paris, salute to y'all guys, man. Real talk. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night, man. We'll see y'all guys tomorrow night on Monday. Y'all just look for the notification. Like, subscribe. Knicks Real Talk. We in the building, man. Let's get it. You already know. My brother Shop Powers, man. I'm out of here. Salute to the chat. Where it's at. Thank y'all for checking in. Where you checking in from? Y'all check us out on the next show. Tell a friend. Knicks Real Talk. Hit that like and subscribe button. We getting there, man. We gonna keep it popping always, each and every day, each and every way. Salute to the chat. I'm out. Peace. Time for Divine Shot, KJ Events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Nick's Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight fact. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we break the fan base like the lakes, Anthony Mace. We drink the logo when there's airspace that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.